So Denali rods, you got three new lines.
That's right.
So you got
one
lithium,
bass line,
lithium, bottom feeder, and prime. So which one do you want to go through first?
Well, here's the big thing. We got one bass rod lined up, but we're branching out. We got catfish, striper rods, and panfish rods now.
Okay.
I'll go over the lithium look for you right here.
All right.
This is a series of rods I really like. I like the IM8 to IM10 range. And the reason that is just when you get to lesser range, they're more price effective, but they seem to be a little heavier than what I like to use. A little bit more front heavier, they're not as balanced. When you get more high modulus, sometimes it prices people out of the range. To me, for price point, we're looking $200 retail, actually a little less than that. Good parabolic bend, the IM8, IM10 is where I've always personally liked. This is their new Lithium series, and I'm really excited about this. What this is, this neat looking silver stuff actually has a purpose. This is called textilium. It's not been around forever, but it's not new either, but it's been around for a couple of years. But if you look at this allows it to be reinforced on the butt section, overlapping the blade, which is the front section of the rod. Most of your breakage is going to take place right here. With this textilium right here, it reinforces that. Denali rods in general are known to be very balanced, but also be very parabolic. So again, you got the good parabolic bend, so your backbone starts about here, it's about an 80-20 rod, and then you have your tip for feeling your bites and not when the fish get close. When they make that run, you know, a lot of high modulus rods, you don't have as much tip, so it makes a run, you can pull loose, and it's foul hook. This has a good tip on all these, but not too much, like your lower modulus, to where you don't get a good hook set. So this rod right here comes also with the semi-micro guides, which it's kind of been where people settle. They go into the micro guides there and realize the micro guides, full-blown micro guides are a little bit too much, you know, takes off casting distance, but the semi-micro guides have been a good balance. You still get a lot of distance, increases sensitivity, and keeps your line slap down. So you see that there. They went, still the trademark wood foregrip. Okay. That's one thing I've always liked about Denali. When you pick up a rod and don't know what it is and you see this, you know it's a Denali. All the Denali rods will have that signature wood foregrip. Wood, to me, is important. One, it's ergonomic. A lot of companies go without it, and I just don't like that, because what happens is when you have your reel on, your finger starts getting that lines in it, and it hurts by the end of the day. Right. So I've got something I can hold on to where, you know, it doesn't seem like much, but a half an inch when you're just holding on to the rod all the time, to me this hurts my finger at the end of the day. Right. But the wood is a little bit more dense than what would be EVA foam or cork, and it just looks a lot nicer. When you come down here, they have the skeleton reel seats. So again, increases sensitivity down here in the textilium part of it.
Fingers on the blank.
Exactly. When you put a reel on it, it's very ergonomic. You know, looks, this new look to it. It seems like it looks funny, but they all have a purpose.
I noticed it doesn't have it doesn't have too much plastic or anything. It's very, very minimal.
Right, very minimum, but not so minimum there's nothing. When you put a reel on it, you still feel the ergonomic part of it. This higher end series has a foam. I'm a personal foam fan, or not foam, but cork. Right. I'm a personal cork fan, and you know I do several things. Here's like a little tip. This is not a Denali rods tip, but it's a tip in general. When I ever reline my reel, I like to write with Sharpie on the cork what it is. Like if it's 10-pound fluorocarbon, I'll put 10.5. By the time I wear it off, it's time to reline your line. So that way you don't constantly reline all your lines. Yeah, over time, you're just throwing away a good line. That's one trick I like with cork. That cork in general is a little bit more sensitive than EVA foam. But you know, in this situation, if you have too much wood, just to me, it wouldn't balance it out right, and it also wouldn't probably feel right as comfortable. So that's why I personally like cork, and that's why I'm really excited about this. The split grip keeps it light, but also keeps it, you know, balanced with the way they use the mechanisms. So all their rods are very balanced once you put a reel on it. They go with the EVA foam because it's not as important down here, just for casting. Right here is important. Right. Where you're holding it. But that right there is a Lithium series. You're looking the high 100 price point, but well worth the money spent.
So how many models did you say? I don't know if you mentioned how many models did you have?
I did not mention the models.
Okay.
I do not know off the top of my head.
But there are casting models. I see.
Yes, there's casting and spinning models.
I see the casting.
And the one thing great about Denali rods, all the Denali rods, if you look on the back of these, they'll tell you, like, this is a drop shot rod. They research and design these so you, as a customer, you're not left guessing. If you're looking for a specific technique, you go online, you look at the catalog, it'll tell you exactly which one you need.
I like that. It tells you frog.
Right.
Throw a frog with this.
rod.
So that's great for an angler who's just, might not know, maybe unsure.
Now that's not a limitation to it. Now there's a lot of guys in the spring who use this for an Alabama rig dock, rig rod for around docks. So they need a shorter dock for casting, or even a jig rod for around docks. You just want a shorter, stiffer rod. That's a great tight quarter rod. But frog, that's what most people buy it for.
Yeah, it's a good recommendation then.
Sure,
it's a good guide.
Sure. Exactly. It's not like the absolute of it.
No, yeah.
But it's a guide. Real easy for you to find what you want.
Nice. Well, let's talk about the other rods you've got here. New lines.
Sure. We'll walk over here, and they call this the bottom feeder rod.
All right.
Because the main market for it's for catfish. But I'm going to tell you, it's not just for catfish. You can use stripers for it.
Okay.
Striper fishing, muskie, right?
Okay, yeah.
So they have 7.5 to 8 footers. Now, a rod that I'm really excited about is a 7.5 foot medium heavy for throwing big swim baits for bass fishing. This is E-glass.
Okay, yeah.
Okay? You don't see as many glass rods anymore. But what's great about it, it's got good flexibility.
Yeah.
So you can fight them, right? But you can also handle a lot of stress, big weights, stuff like that. $69.99 price point. Okay. Can you believe that? EVA foam, split grip, very balanced. They incorporate bass technology with an everyday rod that's affordable for a technique that they're branching out with.
So you said you're using this for swim baits?
I'm using this for swim baits. Big swim baits.
So
like 2 to 3 ounces.
3 ounce, yeah. Okay, 3 ounce, 2 to 3 ounces.
Yeah,
so
something the normal black bass rods or the guides wouldn't handle.
Guys in California,
sure, you can use this.
Very interested in this.
Sure.
Even musky guys, fight.
Musky guys, but it's an E-glass. It's graphite. If you found something like this in graphite, you're looking $300 price point.
Right. So now I get it for $60.
I don't throw swim baits all the time. I may throw them a month out of the year. That big. But when I do, I want something that maybe it's more affordable to buy something like this. Very light. Feel how light that is.
Yeah, that is light. You wouldn't expect that from a rod that's got it's such a thick blank. You wouldn't expect that.
Oh, absolutely.
It's good.
But that's what new technology and E-glass is doing. So, that rod a couple years, go back 10, 20 years ago, would have been a lot more expensive even back then. But that's just where it's at today.
Why don't you explain, why would you want that much bend on a swim
Well, it's not that much bend. Try to bend it.
Well, no, that much play.
I'll show how much. See? It's stiff.
Yeah. But
it's E-glass. It's the whole flex throughout.
So you want that because...
You want that because of treble hooks, right?
Right.
It makes a surge. It's going like this.
Exactly.
Right? So it's not going like this and pulling out of its mouth.
Right. So you're not tearing it out with a big swim bait. When you get a fish, you want to be able to load it up and let him take it.
Right. So it makes a surge. I mean, you're talking, catch a fish like that, you catch a big muskie,
Yeah, the whole thing's gonna be
about that long.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. That's a good rod.
No, it's an excellent rod. I think this is a great addition to the lineup.
And you have another line.
Yes. This is the Panfish series.
Panfish.
So this is a series I really like. We got the Panfish and the Crappie series now. When bass fishing slows down, I bass fish a lot, but if you bass fish all the time, you're just going to get burnt out. A lot of times you get post spawn and the bass just aren't biting. So I like to switch gears up. I do a lot of guiding. So back home, there's a couple weeks, 2-3 weeks, I just don't eat bass guide. I like, look, if you want a bass guide, let's wait. Right now, let's go brim fishing. And so when you're bed fishing, this is fun. This is nothing better than this for drowning crickets that I know of. You know what I mean? So what you have here is you have bass fishing rod technology going into almost like reverse technology here, going into pan fishing.
Okay.
A lot of pan fish are just real basic and they don't know what's out there. They don't know how to really make rods nice. It seems like they're just real basic, real entry level. Well, here you have bass components on a pan fishing rod.
Cool. cool.
Real good price point. You know, they had these from $49.99 to $89.99 for these longer rods, crappie rods. But this is just excellent for whether you're crappie fishing, just casting, wading the creek, you know, kid fishing, whatever. Drowning crickets, this is great. And it's got a good feel to it. They're balanced, same Denali quality.
Oh yeah, they are light. I can see it's got the wood.
Got the wood, the Denali wood foregrip that it's known for.
Yep.
It's just got standardized on this to help save expenses, but it's got the same Denali quality rod. Lightweight, very balanced. And I keep saying balanced because that's what Denali rods are known for. They will take the average weight reel that a person's going to fish on this rod, weigh it out, put it on the reel, and balance the rod to the reel. So when you get rods that are unbalanced, you know, it's like holding a 5-pound weight all day. Eventually, you're going to get tired.
Yeah.
But if you got a balanced rod, that means you're going to be able to fish more, consecutive more. So if you're on a vacation or whatever, you're not going to be laid up on the couch tired. You're going to be out there fishing.
Right. This is a really cool rod, especially if you have young children.
Absolutely.
Take them out, even like a worm and bobber.
Absolutely.
And I mean, it's not going to break the bank. You have kids,
Right.
buy a couple of these, you
Right.
take them out.
Right.
I mean, you can go bass fishing or whatever, and then halfway through the day, you take the little ones out, and then they'll love it. This is a great rod.
This is a rod, even if you're a bass fisherman,
You can go have fun with.
you always throw a couple of these in your rod locker. They don't take up much space, but you get a couple kids in the boat, you always have something to take them fishing.
Nice. So really cool rod.
How many crappie rods you see with a little split grip?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you don't
Isn't that
see that
cool?
very often.
Yeah.
You got some fun with this too.
Yep.
Even you could go like bass fishing with it,
Oh,
right?
absolutely. Yeah, I mean, like smallmouth fishing or wading creeks or whatever, you know, this is the Denali Prime Series, what they call this, and it's excellent. They definitely need to check it out.
Nice.
But like even they have a 7-footer here. I mean, that Nico rig and drop shotting. I mean, you talk about a
Nico rig,
rod.
yeah.
that's-
Nico rig's the.
I mean,
the,
look at this. I mean, this to me, I mean, that's bass rod right there. You know, that's a great bend for that. For the price, man, you can't go wrong.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a rod there. You know, Ken wants to start out, you know, just doesn't break the bank again. You want to start out with something and kind of graduate up. That's a great rod to start out with.
Guys should check it out.
Sure. So these are what they call spider rated rods.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Most people use
Crappie.
like the 10 to 12 footers crappie.
Okay.
And they do offer it all the way up to 16.
Okay.
Now that's for if they're getting bushes or flooded when the crappie are spawning. But again, great addition.
Yeah. Absolutely. And they've covered everything, right? Bottom feeders, bass,
Absolutely.
and crappie and panfish. So that's great to
So
see.
now we have a little bit of everything. You can stay within the Denali family and find everything you want.
There you go. That's
So I
great.
appreciate
Thanks.
the time. Thank you.